It's 11:08 p. No, 11:09 p.m. On Thursday, November 18th, 2021. I was racing a lot today because the video that I did from yesterday, the videos that I had to catch up, they uploaded fairly quickly compared to the day before, and then today I had only like a 5-minute video. And then right now, if I wasn't recording right now, I think this is what I'm recording. If I wasn't recording right now, I would only have the moon rising. I'm really looking forward to that time lapse. It was beautiful over the city skyline. It wasn't visible the entire time, but then when it was really lovely. It's out of sight now. It's probably up high over there, or yeah, I'm guessing. Let me just try to keep guessing. Is it like, I don't know, it could be I don't see it shining over the water yet. So anyway, I have been playing the video games. So I have a few updates, and I'm not going on camera because I am dirty. No, I'm not dirty. My hair is just unkempt, and okay, I'm gonna be even realer after going outside and putting on my bra for the first time in a while. The exertion of putting on the bra and noticing my spillover. It was weird because I had an easier time getting the bra on me, like around me, meaning around the girth of my body. It was easier than the previous time doing that, which was in, the last time I had to wear one. And then, but I had more spillover this time than I did last time. So I don't know. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. So, but it did make me feel extremely self-conscious, even though I know nobody was paying attention, yada yada yada. But it just makes me feel like when I could never afford proper fitting bras, and I never have been properly fitted for most of my life when I was younger, that it made me feel like trash, even though it doesn't make you trash. It's a judgment on myself. So the spillover, not good. I mean, sexy in some occasions, but not when you just want to wear your bra. Well, you don't want to wear it, you gotta wear a bra. Anyway, I feel the leftover self-consciousness of that, and I feel very I'm dealing with the residual anxiety of that. Not anxiety, is it even a word? The self-consciousness and the it's terrible to still be, to not have just a more compassionate, loving nature toward myself when it comes to something that, yes, I can do some things to change. Like I can drop some weight by drinking some more water and moving my body more and making sure I eat the smaller portions and just healthy stuff, or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna drink some water right now. But the fact remains is that really nobody cares right now, and I need to just love myself. It all stems from acceptance and love, right? But it's not that easy. Not when you're I don't know why it's not that easy. It's just not. So again, I feel very self-critical. Suddenly my chins are multiple multiplied by 4, you know, and everything is magnified in size as far as the grotesqueness. It's a horrible thing that my brain has done regarding my body image, and it hasn't really been different since. It hasn't, that way of thinking about my body has never changed. And yeah, it's not all the time. Like, I can be comfortable with somebody physically, and I can express myself, and I can move, and I can even appreciate certain things. It's just like this war, and I wonder what it's. I wonder if it's been like this for, like, if it's like a. Well, obviously, if I look at my mother's side, there's like a generational. There's definitely been that way, but I don't know. Like, is it an embedded in the genetic code? Is it things you were not taught or put in, you know, or is it to, I don't know, you know. And then I'll look back at some old photos, and I certainly, like, from my old photos from, you know, 20s, 30s, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, not so bad. I wish I'd been nicer to myself. And I get that that's probably how I'll feel about me now, years later. And it's a bit rough knowing that, like, to be aware that I'll be like, you know what, I should have just loved myself and enjoyed. I've never not been able to. I don't know anyway. So I'm just sort of, that's just going outside once, being seen once. It's weird. It's not good. But I'll be fine. It'll subside, and then eventually, when I'm going out more regularly, I'll still be. Here's the thing: I'll still be thinking and feeling the same stuff. It just, eventually, I'll be busier enough that it won't be as. I don't know how to explain it. Honestly, it doesn't go away. I always live with this sort of. I'm not the only one that has this, like, from a combination of body dysmorphia, and always thinking it's far worse than it is, and then the reality of not being a certain look, and then all of it. I mean, I'm not the first person to have issues with how they look, and even though they're fine. I'm not talking about my actual, like, things I would fix if I could afford it. I mean, obviously, teeth, number one. Other things, you know. I didn't mean to make this about my image. It's just, that was a really long rant of why I'm not on camera. But the moon was beautiful, rising, and there'll be so many photos of it tonight, because it's full. The app for the moon that I have said, I've been busy. Or something like that was the alert when it became full. Like, it's had a full schedule. I don't know, whatever it is. It sends, like, it's like sending the alert is like you're getting a text from the moon. It's kind of funny. It's a neat thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's been weird the past couple days. We've had not chaos energy. What is it more like? There's been, oh my gosh, it just all made sense right now. Holy crap. Yesterday's angry fight, it wasn't like us battling to the death or anything. It was just a bit of him freaking out a bit. I just realized why. Oh, he gets moodier than me with the full moon. He gets really moody. I forgot. Oh, I should have known then that we were on the verge of a full moon. You know, they say, but I've been watching Neil deGrasse Tyson films, Star Talk on YouTube, and it's mostly the way the sun affects the tides and the pull between the moon and the sun, and the sun has a stronger effect on the tides, and it's the distance between, and the water sort of sloshes about. I don't know, there's just this thing, and it's more like a combination of the two, with the sun having more of a pull, but we've romanticized it based on, you know, years of, anyway, it's, the fact is that there is no denying that even without knowing that it was going to be a full moon, you can set his mood to something like that. Yeah, it's sort of this. That's interesting. Well, at least I know it'll be like calm down again. I'm tired. I may actually go to bed early. But I wanted to update about things. Okay, so yesterday's vlog was very brief, and I didn't talk about any updates, but I was very quiet because I had to do a fair bit of thinking. I had done thinking. I mean, the consequences of the whole gaming drama had sort of happened in that, you know, as I had mentioned in that other vlog, it felt like I'd lost a friend, and that hurt a lot. And we hadn't talked, and then I saw that they had gone to another team as a reserve, which is something they weren't gonna do, but they did, and I don't blame them, honestly. I mean, with what happened, but and so there was some stewing, and then eventually I just reached out and I like messaged and said the points I hadn't said. I mean, I wasn't I could see their view, where they were coming from. I understood why I understood what they were saying, where they were coming from. But I also held the fact that I felt that I was coming from you know, that my feelings and thoughts on the matter were legit as well. And basically it was just like it was an agree to disagree. And I don't think he's okay at all with still. I don't know anything, but he, at the time, he still wasn't okay with how I had with it, and I wasn't okay with him not seeing my point, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, I think we're still, well, I think we're still friends. It's one of those things, right? And unfortunately, those things they affect the way things had been, I think, anyway. I mean, because I know that I will feel less, I don't know. It was hurtful, but I'm glad that I reached out to, like, message and to discuss it a little further, so that, I mean, it was like we were arguing over it for longer, but I think it was more like, but we needed to do that a little bit to reach the point of at least being able to say, like, we don't hate each other or anything, and yeah, anyway. It still sucks that it even happened, honestly, and anyway, I don't, I haven't been kicked since, but that's because I have not been in a lobby with them, with the person that kicked me the other day. I did notice, well, a lot happened in the messages regarding, you know, when people had heard I'd been kicked, and it's like, why? And I offered a few explanations because I hadn't talked to her when she had wanted me to, when I felt like, and again, the timeline was after I'd showed her the Instagrams of the people I suspected. By the way, interesting development happened there. The person, that has the same screen name as the catfish, but is likely the partner of the person. They, when I reached out to them, they didn't do anything the first time. Then the second time, when I sent screen grabs of convo I'd had with the same person with their name, they didn't do anything. Then they ended up not blocking. They made their Instagram account private, but like I could still message them if I wanted to, but I didn't want to, because when I saw that she had done that, this person that is not on the game apparently, but their partner is probably the catfish. I thought it was interesting because they had public pictures going back so many years, and of course more recently was the wedding photos. So, I mean, that was suspicious, and I know they're on Twitter as well, but I'm not messaging them. I mean, they know now. I mean, and my only question mark there is, were they aware that their partner was catfishing people using their photos, or being, you know, doing that, and they maybe didn't think it was that bad? Maybe they didn't realize it because the person had been quiet while playing the game, or did they not know? I don't know. Or are they like a few of the catfishes on the game who work in couple pairs, you know? I don't know. I don't think that they're part of it, but I think now they're aware of it, but I don't know what's happened. So that was an interesting thing. No answers there either. You know, usually if somebody had messaged me something about something and I had nothing to do with it, or I was just really it was out of nowhere, and somebody's saying, hey, this PSN name, this PlayStation name is the same as your name, and are you aware that they're a catfish? Or I don't know, whatever. I'd be like, if it wasn't true or whatever, I'd be like replying, no, I don't know what you're talking about, or, oh, that's my name, that sucks that that's happening, but whatever, you know. I'd probably say something, or thanks for bringing it to my attention, don't message me. I don't know, like, there's lots of things you could say, but just to be silent about it and then decide on that after seeing screen grabs, but not initially do that. Well, it's interesting. That's kind of the only confirmation I have, but it's, you know, circumstantial, right? The other stuff that happened. So last night, I just didn't even bother to race with the people I really wanted to race with. I had a few friends that were racing, but they were racing in, you know, a lobby that I didn't want to go just to get kicked. I'm not gonna do that to myself. I can be someone who's into that sort of dynamic, but it's a totally different situation, not for the video game. So, what happened is that I saw about them kicking the other person that had been the catfish. And then I also saw who was in the lobby, and somebody had returned to the game. They had been a part of the initial scandal, but they were like, I don't know. There's somebody who ended up being catfished by a catfish while cheating with a catfish. I mean, they got double catfished. It was, it's not good. But as I said, that whole group thing was a bit weird. Anyway, this chair, sorry about that, I'm moving the chair. But, they hadn't been on the game since it all went down, and they came back. And I don't know if they came back because they'd heard, or if they didn't know. But I know that they yelled at the one catfish that we've been giving heck to all along, like I said. And the other one catfish was in the same room because they're with the host, as far as the hostess had their back and protected them. And I don't know if the guy was aware that the other catfish that did it longer, was in the room when he was freaking out. But I heard that from people who had been racing in there that eventually the room got pretty rough, and so that's probably the moment where something happened where they figured it out. I don't know. I don't know. It's speculation now on my part again. Speculation seems to be the word. I don't know. I mean, I was calling it, like, this one person was upset about it. I'm like, look, like, there's a few things. They're just gonna either be hypocritical and accept the one catfish who did it for far longer because they want to, and while being awful to the other one who has been paying penance, or they'll, I don't know. I didn't know really. I had a few scenarios going through my mind of things and different ways I could see things going down, but all I know is that I made the decision that I wasn't going to speak on the game about it anymore. I won't be on mic over about it at all, and I'm not gonna, but I'm also not gonna put myself out there in defense of the people that are participating in the hypocrisy of it. So I just don't want to be part of that either. I think the double standard of it was uncalled for, and I really, really don't think I should have been kicked when with all that. No, not with all that I'd put up with as a host with many of the people that, no. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Just a bit of, that stuff will die out. I mean, things will happen, but I think something has already happened. I don't know, some stuff's going on. But you could see, like, everybody just sort of, I noticed some people weren't racing tonight, and other people were, and I don't know. It was interesting. I don't know what to say about it. I just know that I don't believe that I should be punished for telling the truth, or punished for stating the hypocrisy of it, or saying, as I said, I don't think I should get in trouble for pointing out that the emperor has no clothes. I don't think that I should be punished for that. I mean, if you can accept a catfish, I think you should be able to accept a real person as well. There should be space for me as well in the game. But I don't want any hate, but anybody hating anybody over it. Like the one guy's like, it'll be a whole bunch of us against them. And I'm like, no, like, that's not how I want to play the video game. I just want to race. I've been slowly getting better at it in the past, I don't know, more recently. I've started to win more. I'm starting to get better at it. And like but even without winning, I enjoy racing, and I like to be able to play with the game with other people, even if I'm not on headset, even if I'm listening to my music or watching YouTube videos and ignoring everything going on, but still there, you know, I enjoy it. And probably a bit too much. I could have finished reading a book by now. I could have stayed on track with writing, but I'm not out on a vendetta. I think because I did have strong feelings about the situation, and I spoke my mind about it. I understand where some people were coming from, that they felt or thought that I should not have an opinion or feeling about it, but I feel that I am allowed to have one in this situation, and that's just how it is. So, I mean, yeah, anyway, it's fine. It's fine. So, I can hear him snoring. So today, tomorrow he goes back to the other, he does another shift, which is good. Like, apparently, finances wise, we should be okay. I got paid today. I set aside a certain amount, a bit more than I would have generally out of this pay, but we're still short most of the amount that we would have taken out of his previous pay. But his pay from the second job should cover that amount that we need. So, let's hope so. You know what I mean? I'll have to double check all the numbers again just to make sure. But I sure hope so. Yeah, that's giving me a fair bit of anxiety as well. I mean, I was so certain, but I was going to tell you about how today we had ordered in food. Now, if I'd waited a few hours more, I would have gotten what I really wanted, which was a vegetarian Thai. But we went with Fat Bastard Burrito. So tofu burritos, and their the chips and salsa and stuff that they have. And it came to a lot, but you know, it came to it's a lot when you're used to like that being almost your grocery budget, and when you're living on like it seemed like a lot, but it was a first treat in a long time. It was it's been such a long time that we've done it that my bank account sent me a text fraud alert, and I called the bank because I want to make sure it was legit, and they were like, I was like, I get it, like I haven't done this in a while. It's true. It's been like, I don't know, since last summer. I don't know. It's been a long time. And so my bank was like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? This can't be you. It's unlike you to do this. So, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. So now I'm feeling scared again about the finances, because I'm like, wait a minute, did I mess up again somehow, even though I don't think I have? Like, will we have enough? I'm gonna double check. I have to for myself. have to go over all the numbers again just to make sure. But yeah, I just want to say that I'm still here. I haven't been writing. We've been just sort of, yeah, but I'm here.